When your pet is injured, you take them to a veterinarian and they perform surgery on them. But this past year, WSU has gotten into muddy waters on how they teach their veterinarian students to do the surgeries in vet school. WSU's vet school had two terminal labs. One was for horses and the other one was for goats. This all started because fourth year vet student Lorraine Cottingham and her ethical viewpoints that terminal labs are outdated and do not justify killing horses and goats.
When I found out that there was an third year elective course that still did terminal labs. And we had already started looking through the elective catalog and starting to pick what courses we wanted to take. And I thought I was going to take this class. I want to work with a variety of species. I want to be competent in surgery. I want to work in high volume spay neuter, but I also want to be able to do like equine castration clinics, whatever I need to do. And so I was planning on taking this course until I found out that there was a terminal lab.
The lab even affected students in vet school who didn't know if they want to do big animals or small animals.
Really made some of us kind of drift away from being a mixed animal track into being a more small animal track because we couldn't take that course along with our own ethical conscience.
Right inside this building is where the terminal lab was being held. I reached out to the dean of the vet school as well as some other spokesperson for WSU, and they said no comment. They agree with what they put out to the university, saying that it has to be done. I spoke with PETA's science policy advisor Shreya Swaminathan about what PETA did when the story first came out.
So in situations like this, PETA contacts the institutions involved directly. We urge them to end the practice in question, and then we mobilize our community of members and supporters. And in this particular instance, we wrote to the Washington State University leadership directly. We wrote to the United States Department of Agriculture, which currently has custody of the 8 healthy horses who were slated to be killed at Washington State University.
While Lorray and PETA, as well as others, feel strongly about ending the lab, a fourth year WSU student who is slated to go into vet school, Maddie Reed, believes that the lab was going to provide insight and experience into what she actually wants to do in her future.
Well, I think the terminal labs, they serve a purpose, a very important purpose. And a lot of the USDA ponies that the vet school uses, they're going to be euthanized anyways, regardless. And so I feel like WSU, their intention was that to give their body a purpose. Because now at this point, since they're not using them for those terminal surgeries, they're getting thrown into landfill and they don't have a purpose anymore. And that educational purpose has been taken away from those students. So I feel like I know that there's obviously nobody wants to say, like, oh my God, kill the ponies, but obviously there's a learning experience to be had out of it, but those ponies are taken very well care of. Like they are, yeah, very, very well taken care of, and they don't undergo any suffering or anything. I was pretty shocked by it, honestly. I feel like that's a big component of the third years specifically for the vet school. And so yeah, I was shocked because obviously that's going to make a massive impact when you don't get that hands-on experience.
Lorray's standpoint was clear. She wanted the terminal labs to be ended, and if not, she wanted WSU to inform students that they were going to be in a terminal lab because when she was going to go into that class, it was not in the syllabus. WSU later updated the syllabus to have that in it. She emailed the dean of WSU's vet school, and when it ended up going nowhere for a while, she emailed students in the third year about the lab. And in response, the dean sent out an email to students calling Lorray misinformed, spreading out of context quotes, and not giving the full truth. This is not the first controversy for WSU's vet school. Back in the early 2000s, they gave students a dog to take care of, do surgeries on, and then at the end of the semester, they would kill the dog. After all the scrutiny and online criticism, WSU caved and canceled their terminal lab on horses. However, the goat lab is still going on. I'm Ibrahim reporting in Pullman, Murrah, News 8.